We have been building the Metro Map project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. In fact, we are done with the basic project. Now we have two lines which are crisscrossing each other at this interchange station. I can choose any station in this network and it'll tell me how much is the fare. For example, say from Sprite Land to go to, let's say, the range station. I say calculate fare, it tells me 120 rupees. Well, because four stations on the orange line, two coming down to the range station on the blue line. In fact, we have seen the entire development in a step-by-step manner. Now, clearly, this project can be enhanced in many, many, many ways. Right from the way we are presenting the stations on this map, we can make lines diagonal, we can change the distance between these stations, and so on. We can make our fare scheme more elaborate. We can also add more lines. Now, that's the thing that I want to just talk about briefly. What happens when we add more lines? Of course, that's part of the enhancement, but I just want to allude to the problem statement here so that get you thinking, and perhaps some of you may want to try that. Now, the main complication that comes up with two lines is that there are more conditions that come up. We have seen before that there are two situations that we handle, which is that start and stop are on the same line or they are on the different line. Now, this part still remains the same for three lines, let's say for more than two lines, but it turns out that there are two subconditions that come up when these two are not on the same lines. Previously, for example, when we had only two lines, then the two stations were on different lines, all right, but they were connected to each other via an interchange, which was YByte. However, once we do not have, once we have more than two lines, this is not guaranteed because it could be that, these two lines are connected to each other through another line. And you could see that in the more realistic networks. I can just illustrate to you in a simple network here. Let's say we were to add a third line. Now, obviously, there is some amount of challenge to place this line nicely. It helps to have a flexible code here. Look at the notes. There's a way to convert the line creation into a function, and then we can use that. But once we place this, now think about it. Any station from red line, if I want to go to orange line, then there is no direct connection. I have to go to an interchange here. I have to go to another interchange here, and then I go to my destination. Now just imagine, just think about it as I add more and more lines, the kind of networks I showed you in the beginning. For example, the Singapore Metro network or the Bangalore Metro network, it is going to get very, very complicated because we have to keep track of the starting line and the stopping line, but also we have to keep track of the intermediate lines, which could be actually more than one lines. The amazing part here is that, as a human being, when I look at this, I instinctively know that, if I want to go from green line to orange line, I just have to, switch over here, and I reach. But to make the computer do the same thing, obviously, is a lot of work. We need to keep track of how the network is connected to each other. We need to sort of route this passenger on this route. In fact, for more complicated networks, we may have more than one path going from one station to another station, in which case we will pick up the best path. All of this is great programming exercises, but we'll take this up as enhancements at bonus because remember, bonus comes after basic. I hope you enjoyed this process. This whole exercise is a lot of work, a lot of learning, but generally very, very enjoyable. If you think you like this way of learning, do look at our website because this is how we learn programming. We build a basic activity, we think about the different dimensions of it, and then we go about enhancing it. Take care. Thank you so much. Enjoy programming.